This right here on the screen, this is the moment the Jets season was lost. It wasn't about when Aaron Rodgers went down with that Achilles injury. It was right here, 3 years ago. They took him number 2 overall pick. New York Jets took Zach Wilson, number 2 overall pick. And ever since, he's gone from bad to horrible to awful. He's shown no progression in 3 years. In 3 years. I'm seeing highlights. I didn't watch the game. I didn't want to watch the game. I'm seeing highlights where they ran a max protect, only 2 receivers out. Because our O-line is that bad, and Zach Wilson is also that bad. Why is Zach Wilson that bad? Because in a max protect, he took a 12-yard sack. He didn't try to scramble. He didn't throw it out of bounds. He took a 12-yard sack. A 12-yard sack in a max protect. I'm also seeing in a 4-man rush. The max protect play, that was also a 4-man rush. In another play, like 4-man rush, this brother had all day to throw. But apparently there was no receiver open. Okay, fine. If there's no receiver open, how do you get sacked without getting touched? A defender ran past him. Our blocker picked it up. Zach spun around to avoid it and tripped on himself. He is terrible. He has not shown any progression in 3 years. Enough is enough. And for some reason, the head coach named him starter for next week. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And at this point, I don't even think he's insane. I think he has CTE. There's no possible way that this coach thinks that Zach Wilson, that the management thinks that Zach Wilson could continue being quarterback behind a bad offensive line, and with him being terrible. Zach Wilson sucks. On draft night, I was praying for weeks leading up to the draft for them to draft a kid from Oregon, draft Penei Sewell, because there's not one Samoan I have ever seen in play football that wasn't good at it. Not one. Not one. I wanted Penei Sewell, and then draft Elijah Vera Tucker. That way our O-line is set first, and then you can address quarterback. Why put a quarterback behind a terrible offensive line for them to get hit? You put a great one, if you manage to get a great one, what's going to happen? Joe Burrow happened. He tore his ACL the first year because he had a bad O-line. Then they fixed it up. We drafted Zach. He sucked. Didn't fix up the O-line. Attempted to, I guess. They signed players, but the scheme still is bad. The players are still performing poorly. We've got a 38-year-old on left tackle. What does that do for us? It's not like he's a great 38-year-old. He's just a 38-year-old who just went on the IR. We've messed this up badly. We're wasting Breece Hall. We're wasting Garrett Wilson. We're wasting our defense. Our defense is spectacular. Breece Hall is the only reason why we won as many games as we did last year. That is the only reason. Garrett Wilson, he's out here taking a ball that's very impossible for him to get to. He's making it happen. He's got 2 of the best plays you could see this season because Zach Wilson had to just praise it, tossed it up. Now, I trust a lot of QBs would trust their best receiver in a one-on-one. This man Garrett Wilson had to tip the ball to himself to catch it. And the only score that I could think of that we had against Dallas, no, we had 10 points against Dallas. Our one score was Garrett Wilson taking a slant 70 yards. Because if he tried to run any other route, Zach Wilson would not be able to get the ball to him. Him being this bad of a quarterback and not moving the ball is causing fights on the sideline. Michael Carter. You don't even ever see Michael Carter argue with nobody. He's on the sideline arguing with the coaches. Garrett Wilson's pissed off on the sideline. All these guys have done is uplift them to try to make him play better. It's not working. He's not good. Let him go. It's finished. Done. He ain't good at all. He's not. It's time to call up Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, RG3, call up the Falcons for Taylor Heineke. We can't get Jameis now because Derek Carr went down, so now he has to play. I don't know if we're ever going to get Kirk Cousins because I don't even know why that was a thought. Like, they have Justin Jefferson playing the best football you could possibly play for a guy on his rookie deal. They're not getting rid of him. I think they get rid of everybody else before they get rid of the quarterback and receiver duo. Shoot, even pick up guys from the XFL because they can move the ball. Pick up one of them, maybe Zach Wilson to get a job where that guy left. But he can't play in New York anymore. This is bad. I was watching on the box scores because I'm thinking, hey, maybe something could happen. Nothing was happening. Through 3 quarters, I saw that Zach Wilson had 47 pass yards. I knew it was going to be bad. That's why I did not watch the game. I did not watch that game at all because I knew exactly what Bill Belichick was going to do. The same thing he did when we had the bad quarterbacks of the past: Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Mark Sanchez. He said, "Let them throw. Let them throw because eventually they're going to fuck up." And what do they do each and every time? Zach Wilson throws, mess up. He throws the ball, it's not good. The last game came down to one final drive, and I knew full well, I was like, it's over. Zach Wilson has to throw the ball, it's over. On a 4th and 10. I saw that highlight for that play too. On a 4th and 10. He threw a check down, 1-yard pass to Tyler Conklin, our tight end. And in the end-game press game conference, he said that he thought Tyler Conklin, not Travis Kelce, not Rob Gronkowski, not Darren Waller, not George Kittle. He said Tyler Conklin was going to go catch it and get a 10-yard first down. It is time for him to go.